Hello, back again to do another unboxing and review. Today we're going to be looking at this mechanical gaming keyboard, and this kind of follows the previous two reviews I did where I was getting real affordable, or you could even say cheap keyboards, and seeing just how much you could get out of an item with such a low price. After not being impressed by those, like at all, I decided to step it up again and just go get a keyboard that I would actually purchase. Okay, so let's take a look at the brand. The brand here is AULA. I think I'm saying that right. And that their icon there, or logo, is a tarantula. And that tarantula logo means a lot to them because I guess that's kind of like they base their company vision around it, stating their products, they want them to be like the tarantula in by have them be fast, durable, cool, and aggressive. So, alright. So there you go. You can see this is a full-size keyboard, and it does come with a wrist rest, which apparently can be quick detached by use by magnets. We'll see how that works out. And then there's the model F2088. It is labeled as a mechanical keyboard, actual mechanical keyboard, not a feels like or pseudo or pretend mechanical keyboard. On the back we have there's QR code. Probably takes you to the website, and then some information there, and there's the retail barcode, and yeah, so there's alright. Okay, so overall impressions of the packaging. Although it's not laminated plastic, or not laminated cardboard, I should say, and have all kinds of bright colors and whatnot, and it's just a cardboard box. The cardboard box actually seems to work well with the whole kind of like calligraphy and everything there. So, and this like warrior guy. So in a way, I think the cardboard actually kind of works for this, just because of that. Otherwise, the package did get here. I don't see any big dents and dings. That's up to the shipping. If they abuse it, it's going to get dented, no doubt. But the cardboard did seem to hold it up as long as they're being reasonably careful, which apparently they were. So that's good. All right, let's get to the All right, so as far as it being sealed, there was just this pop-out tab there. Right, so it does come wrapped. Put this down for a second. They did have some styrofoam in there to keep it in place and absorb some shocks. That's good. So this popped out. It was in the box. It looks like a key puller, if I'm guessing correctly. Pull out the keys if you need to. There is a little manual there. Yeah, and you can see it is, well, anyway, it is in English with pictures. So that's going to be helpful, because apparently this has like a lot of modes and features, this keyboard. So, and it was in this kind of styrofoamy little bag thing here. And then in its own little bag, there is the wrist rest. So we'll look at that first. So there you go. There does seem to be a little texture on it. The back. It's a little rubber shoe. And I guess this is the side that attaches to the keyboard. Again, I think it's magnets. Alright. Alright, now let's look at the keyboard itself. Whoa. This has some heft to it. This is not lightweight, but I purposely wanted something that was a little heftier, so this seems to be fitting the bill already. So you can see there, full-size keyboard. We have that knob at the top has a lot of different functions. We'll get to that later. I like how the arrow keys are in their own little area here. The logo in the middle, cool. And then, yeah, let's look at the back. Oh, if I haven't already said it, this is a wired keyboard, right? Okay. And that's the way I'd want it anyway, so that's not a problem for me. Alright, so then we got the little Shoes, we got the flip out legs. Let's see in positions. Okay, one position. I should say two positions, up and down. Okay. We got more little traction shoes there. Let's look at the cable here. So it's USB-A male. Got that written on there, which is always helpful, so that way on the back of your PC you know what goes to what as far as your accessories. We got the bead here, the anti-interference bead. Alright, I wanted to show you that this cable is braided, so yeah, that's a nice touch. Yep. Okay. Alright, you can see it passed QC, and you get your own unique serial number for your keyboard, another QR code back there, and the back has a little bit of texture here with these rays, these diagonal grooves, and yeah, so it gives it a little cool texture. The back does appear to be plastic. This plate, on the other hand, this plate here, this is metal, and I'll test it, but I think this knob is also metal too. So yes, the knob there is metal, and then also we give you a look at these keys on the sides here. That is pretty cool, so you can see in there, and I assume that's only going to help with the lighting as well. So you get a little x-ray vision of kind of what those guys look like. As far as the font on the keys, yep, clear, nice print, no smudges, good definition, so that's also a plus. Alright, and then we have some of our status lights there for cap locks and all that, num lock, and yep. And then these buttons here at the top, these M buttons, they also have multiple functions, and we'll get into that later. But alright, so since this is a mechanical keyboard, it does come with an option of different switch colors. And I'm not talking about the LED colors, I'm talking about the different mechanical options for the keys. So if you're not familiar, in this case there are options for 3 different switch types: blue, black, and brown. So blue are the clicky switches where you push down, it makes a very audible click click every time you hit a key. Then there's the black, and this one is the brown. The brown switch is supposed to offer the same mechanical feel as the blue without the loud click noise. So let's listen how it sounds. So you're obviously hearing something, but it's not the blue switch click, which is an audible click click click. It's not that. So but yeah, and the spacebar feels good. Alright, so I just plugged it in for the first time, and wow, this thing came to life real quick. Brilliant color LEDs here, and the keys are very easy to make out. Very sharp looking. And this is just your default lighting pattern, and there are so many more to look at. But just off the bat, looking great. Coming down to the side so you can see what these keys look like underneath. Yeah. Here's that knob, or as they call it, the reactor, because it is, if you look here on the side, you can see it has different colors even within this one button. And it's not coming up so well on camera, but in that ring there that glows, you can see all the little different colors. So it's pretty cool. Just showing here how the light, once it emanates out the bottom, if there's a space in between a row of keys, like you see here between the F keys, the function keys, and the numbers, that light kind of hits the sides of the keys too, so you can also get that effect, which is just added coolness right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and attach the wrist rest. So all you gotta do is just bring it close to the keyboard, line it up, and there you go, and it snaps right into place. Yep, and it stays on. But if you do want to take it off, just hold it under here. There's and then just pull up and away. Back on. Alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at all the different lighting modes. So, first of all, if you look at your reactor knob here, which is not only a knob but also a button, it lets you know by when it's illuminated, you're in lighting mode. Makes sense. When it's off, when that light's off, then you're in multimedia mode, and then the knob does different things, as well as these 3 M buttons. So depending on what mode, those 4 buttons up there do different things. So we're in lighting mode, so let's stick with that. So first of all, the knob itself, if you just turn it, it adjusts the brightness of the LEDs. Okay. Now, if you push it, then you get the different lighting modes. So let's start off with the first mode. Here we go. So you can see it illuminates certain keys. Alright, now second mode. Alright, third. Now, the third mode, I believe, let's see, we'll push something that may do something. Oh, okay, so they're lit up, and then when you push them, they go dark temporarily. And then they kind of rejuvenate and come back. Alright, next mode. Okay, next. Alright. 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 Moving on. Oh, okay. I think this one's an input. So you push a button. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's cool. Next. Alright, I get it. Go down. Alright. Okay. So when you push them, they light up and they fade away. Kind of like the opposite of one of those earlier modes. Alright, next. Okay. There we go. So this one looks like, again, like kind of like a variation of an earlier one, but this one, it waits for your input before it does the marquee thing. Alright. Alright, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, alright. Still going. Alright, so this has like kind of multiple different little designs it does. Alright, next mode. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Alright, and the next one. Next. Oh, a lot went on there. Alright, next one. Alright. Okay. Waves, alright. And then, are we back home? Alright, there we go. So that's quite a few lighting modes. And I like the fact that you get not only ones that kind of do it on their own, but also the interactive ones are interesting. So, alright, so now that we went through those, let's do the custom ones. So to do the custom ones, I believe you push and hold one of these for 3 seconds, I think. Alright, that thing flashes. Alright, then what you do is you push the keys you want. do WASD there. And then what else? Maybe the arrow keys. Alright, and then maybe just a few of these number ones just for whatever reason. Okay, and I don't know, maybe the enter key. Yeah, okay, so let's say that's the setup you want. Then you push this button again, and then now that stops flashing, and now these keys are locked as far as the lighting pattern goes. So you got these lighted up, and these obviously stay dark. And then you can, of course, customize, and I believe you have 3. So let's try this one here. Okay, so now that'll be setting 2, and let's do something different. Just random, okay, whatever. Okay, right, and then you push the button again, and it locks in place. Now, if you want to go back to the first one we did, we just hit this button, I believe. Oh, we had to look at that. It does work. That is cool. Alright, so here's a typing sample as far as how it sounds. Again, remember brown switches. So here we go. There we go. Alright, so I wanted to return to this reactor knob because I promised I'd show you or tell you about the other set of functions it has. So in multimedia mode, as you can see, the reactor LEDs are off on that knob, and this lets you know it's in media mode. So in media mode, turning the knob increases, decreases the volume. Pushing the button mutes it, and then the 3 M buttons, that's previous track, play, pause in the middle, and then next track right there. So, and how you switch modes is you push and hold the button, and then it'll either light up or turn off. Alright, so I got done gaming with this a bit. I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, and yeah, it worked great. I used the custom mode, so I only have the keys that I use light up, which actually is way more helpful than you might think at first. Even though I have a good feel where the keys are, I don't always have to look. In the event I do, I know I go right to it because only those keys are illuminated, so that actually helps. Other thing, as far as the tactile sense with the keys, it actually works really well with, especially if you're like doing a platformer, say. The reason why is you can tap forward and you know exactly when your character is going to move because the key starts to drop. So that tactile sense, you know exactly when it's going to activate. So it's tiptoeing around edges, make sure you don't fall off, or if you're doing stealth where you can't make any noise or whatever, being able to really kind of inch your way forward really works. So yes, and yeah, it worked great for gaming. Alright, so I've been using this keyboard for a little while. Now normally I would use it for way longer before I post a review. However, due to the way things are currently at the time of filming this, I thought it was important to get it out as soon as possible so that if you are interested in picking this up, you can do so before it gets very much impossible to find one or be able to even source one. So with that being said, in the short time that I've been using it, the durability feels really good. Now, for whatever reason, should it fall apart within my next couple months or whatnot, I will definitely post in the comments below as to such. But as for right now, I don't think that'll happen since it seems to be actually quite well made. Besides the good construction and quality feel, the features are great. It looks really cool, and actually I found typing with it or gaming with it, they're both pleasurable. And I do believe the mechanical feel does add actually a benefit. So yeah. Now, let's talk about pricing. I just said earlier that could change a lot with the way things are going, but at least when things were a little more stable, the price for this is a huge steal. For what you're getting, the way I like to look at it is if for the little more you pay, you are getting so much more that it's a definite no-brainer. Those other cheap keyboards, it's wasted money that you could have been using towards this, and this is, although more expensive, it isn't that much more expensive. So max bang for your buck here, and I would definitely recommend getting one of these, and I look forward to using this more in the future.